This is big breaking emergency news. The Chief of Staff and top general for the U.S. Air Force just issued an emergency warning to airmen. He is warning them to, quote, prepare their families, get their families prepared right now. That is what the top Chief of Staff for the U.S. Air Force, General David Allvin, just told airmen. All right, so this is a major warning. He's saying that there needs to be urgent preparation for airmen's families and to get them ready. All right, so let's get into the details here really quick, guys. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe. I'm posting multiple videos a day, keeping you guys updated on all this urgent news, and it helps to get these warnings out. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get into this here. This warning, this is a big warning. A big memo was just sent out to airmen in the Air Force. Air Force families were just warned that they need to be getting ready for a, quote, catastrophic event. And he is sending out this memo and this alert warning that it's due to rising tensions with China and Russia. That's what this top U.S. general is warning of, right? So the memo was called, quote, Refocusing Family Readiness. This is a memo sent out by Air Force Chief of Staff. He said, amid the Air Force's latest shift to reorganize the force for greater power competition, the service's term for increased spending and strategy against adversaries such as Russia and most notably China, it offered an inward look at how it plans to support airmen and families during the sweeping changes. All right. It says, quote, while our efforts to prepare the force for future challenges are essential, they will be incomplete without a parallel focus on family readiness, Allvin wrote. Quote, in order to meet the moment in this time of consequence, we need to ensure that families and communities connected to the Air Force are as well prepared as our service members for the possible challenges that lay ahead. All right, that's a direct quote from General Allvin. All right, and it says a number of programs have been rolled out and revamped in recent months, and Allvin hinted that others are currently underway, including combining the Air Force's True North programs and operational support team programs to best support airmen and their families. All right, so they're taking this serious. They're forming new operations to deal with this. All right, and he even said this too. Check this out. He is even relating this potentially to 2001 attacks and saying that we could see something similar and we need to be prepared for it. All right. Allvin pointed to the September 2001 attacks when he was serving as a squadron commander at Grand Forks Air Force Base in North Dakota as an example of, quote, how collectively unprepared service members and their families were for that change. Okay, so he's warning that we could see change again. And he's saying that people need to be prepared for it and be ready and get your families prepared. And this goes to everyone. This is more than just military families. Everyone should be getting your family prepared right now, right? This is critical. And it says, quote, we cannot afford to be in that situation again, Allvin wrote. Quote, the insights I gained then have been validated in the years since and serve as motivation for what we in the Air Force community need to strive to achieve when it comes to family readiness. All right, so he's saying we cannot afford to have another 2001 happen again. And he's saying that we need to focus on family readiness. This is big. You guys you should have a plan with your family. You should have them on board, at least your immediate family. I have a wife and 3 kids, right? We're all on board. My wife's on board. She knows the drill. She knows we might have to deal with hard times ahead, and she knows we need to be prepared. You need to have your immediate family on board. My outer family, right? They're not as on board, okay? But I've told them, I talk to them, that's just how it is, all right? I still love them, I still support them, but they don't see it, right? They don't see all the news going on that we see and talk about here, right? So be prepared and be ready, and have a little bit extra for your friends, family, and maybe neighbors too, right? They might not be as prepared as you are one day as well. And it says, sweeping changes to the force came earlier this year. In February, the General and other Department of Air Force leaders rolled out numerous changes ranging from bringing back warrant officers, reorganizing training organizations, and creating new offices. The changes all underscore the need to prepare for a looming conflict, potentially control, and an invasion of Taiwan by the Chinese Communist Party. All right. So they've been doing all this reorganization behind the scenes, and they're saying that they're getting ready potentially for an invasion of Taiwan, and the U.S. is going to respond, right? So they've brought back warrant officers, reorganizing training, and creating new offices as well, right? A lot of things going on behind the scenes. And Catherine Kuzminster, a senior fellow at the Center for New American Security think tank who studies military personnel and family policy, said on Tuesday that the memo's comparison to how service members and their families were caught off guard by attacks in 2001 is notable, right? And she said, quote, the family readiness groups handle everything from training and advising families on how to just go through all the paperwork that comes along with deployment to coming up with a family care plan and family action plan, right? So they're essentially alluding that military families need to be prepared for a major deployment of U.S. troops. That is what this letter's saying. They're kind of like paving the railways, sending it out to the troops, to the airmen, and saying, look, there might be a major deployment soon. You need to have your family in order and your family ready for an event like this. All right, there might be a major disruption in your life coming very soon, and it could be similar to after 2001, where we saw the massive war happen. Right, we could see a very similar event happen with Taiwan and China. That is what this general is saying. And they wouldn't send this letter out, right, unless, because they don't want people to be worried or panic, but they wouldn't send this letter out unless they're seriously anticipating something like this to happen, right? This is big, and they're doing a lot of things behind the scenes too that we don't even know about, right? A lot of changes, a lot of movement. And if you are in the Air Force and you got this letter, or if you know anything, let us know down below. Don't give away any type of, intel that you're not allowed to give us, but let us know down below if you're hearing anything, just generally what you're hearing. And if you got this memo, right? My dad was in the Air Force, and he was a vet. He passed away over a decade ago. So I respect our Air Force and our airmen and our U.S. military. All right, so you guys let me know down below if you have any extra intel on this, right? And it says Allvin ended the memo calling for everyone, not just family members, to be prepared for potential crises and to know where they can best find resources, all right? He's telling everyone, it's not just family members, everyone needs to be ready for this. He's saying, quote, our service needs everyone in the Air Force community, including service members, civilian employees, family members, and community partners, to work together to improve our resilience and prepare to respond in moments of crisis, he wrote. Quote, to achieve this, I encourage everyone to contribute to family readiness by getting involved, innovating, and preparing themselves for critical moments, okay? So he is warning. This is the Chief of Staff for the Air Force. This is like as high as you can get. Okay? And he's putting out this memo. So let me know what you guys think of this. Is this a major red flag, a red alert that a bigger war is coming, right? That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like they are getting prepared. They're trying to get everyone mentally prepared and physically behind the scenes too. They're trying to set up all these different support offices. They're even talking about changing the way housing allowances are given, all this stuff, okay? They're to prioritize families, okay, give families more. They're talking about all these different ways because they are worried that families are going to be torn apart very soon, okay? And they want to have this buffer for people. They're trying to set up these systems before anything happens, all right? So it seems like we're getting close, guys. Let's hope not. We don't want a big war to pop off. But we even could see things like a military draft as well too, right? That's been discussed heavily the past 6 months. And when you put this in coordination with all the other things going on around the world, and now this letter, right? This is big. We could see a military draft coming soon, right? So thank you guys. Please just hit it up for me down there. It helps to get these warnings out. And make sure you guys are getting prepared and are stocked up on your basic essentials. Have resources. Have enough stuff to help your family. Right? Have a plan for your family. You don't want to be caught flat-footed in the situation. Right? You don't want to be left behind and be forced to turn to situations that you normally wouldn't want to be in, right? You normally wouldn't sign up to. You have to go to this building, this place to get resources, to get food. You have to make compromises, do things you wouldn't normally do to get food for your family, all right? You don't want to be in a situation like that. So make sure you are preemptively prepared, okay? And when you prepare, when things are okay, when the supply chain is okay right now, it has issues, but there's still food on the shelves right now. If you prepare now, you're not really putting much of a strain on the food supply. But if you wait till the last second, everyone is trying to, when the food supply is dwindling, supply chains are dwindling, a crisis just happened, okay? Things are shutting down, things are dwindling. Now everyone's panic buying, everyone's trying to buy extra, and that's going to create a major drain and create empty shelves, and nobody's going to have food, okay? So there's a difference between panic buying and hoarding versus prepping and being prepared preemptively and just stocking up a little bit over the years, over the months, just stocking up every week, every month, getting a little bit. That's not putting pressure on anyone. That's prepping, and that could save your life one day, save your family's life, right? So make sure you are being prepared preemptively, right? Be prepared, don't be scared, right? That's the motto here. And that's why they're sending out this memo, because they're warning people, look, this is probably coming, so get your family ready. We don't want you leaving when you're in the middle of, like, your family situation's not good and your family needs you there and you just have to go, right? They're saying get your house in order, get yourself in order, because something big might pop off, right? So thank you guys. Hope you have big blessings for your life, your family, and I hope you have a big old blessed day.